screaming loud, buy that Xbox now. Names got bugs and that's just how. But gamers shrug and walk away. Exclusives lost for another day. Controllers in dust, on the shelf they lay, dreaming of games that might just play. Fans are tired, no spark to show. Phil's puzzled face doesn't quite know. Everyone's leaving out the door. No titles to play, the gamers snore. Console wars need more than name. Phil's dilemma, what a shame. Promises made, they're wearing thin. Without the games it's hard to win. A shiny console but nothing fresh. Xbox vision needs a mesh. Gamers crave the worlds unseen. Phil's confusion's evergreen. Crafts of magic, tales untold. They yearn for sparks, treasures gold. Everyone's leaving out the door. No titles to play, the gamers snore. Console wars need more than name. Phil's dilemma, what a shame. Phil said no red line, no fight, no shame. We gotta make that money, it's a numbers game. Xbox is packing up, gotta change the quest. Time to share the love, put the market to the test. Controllers are shaking in every boss's hands. Making deals with rivals, got bigger plans. They say nobody's buying, so let's spread out. PlayStation, get ready to hear us shout. No red line, it's a brand new day. Xbox invading in a different way. We need that green, gonna make amends. Bringing games for you, our newfound friends. Money's running low, can't stay in one shell. We'll mix it up and ring the sales bell. All the consoles join, it's not a crime. Just a new strategy in the fashion of time. Jumping boundaries, ain't no hard divide. In the game of survival, we'll play each side. Different but same blood in these veins. Gotta feed the hunger, gotta break the chains. Gamers united under one big roof. Competition dies when you're bulletproof. Phil speaks the truth, no need for disguise. We're opening doors, it's a big surprise. It's a brand new day. Xbox invading in a different way. We need that green, gonna make amends. Bringing games for you, our newfound friends. Our newfound friends. Our newfound friends. running low, can't stay in one shell. We'll mix it up and ring a different way. We need that green gold to make amends. Bringing games for you, our newfound friends. Newfound friends. Crush the game where legends are born and nothing's the same. Grind it out hard where champions play. This is gonna be roll our way. Controllers in hand, the pixels ignite. Our passion explodes in the neon light. The grindhouse roars, the crowd won't stop. This is the mountain, we made it to the top. Where legends transcend. We took the road less traveled by far, kicked up the dust, now here we are. Every glitch fought, every boss slain. The grind is forever, no loss in vain. Raise your glasses, break the chains. The grindhouse stands, we've staked our claim. Stillness fades like a forgotten stream, 'cause we're living the ultimate gamer's dream. Thank you for every battle won, for the highs and lows and the blazing sun, where quality rules and the fakes offend. The gaming grindhouse where legends transcend. Thank you for every battle won, for the highs and lows and the blazing sun, where quality rules and the fakes offend. The gaming grindhouse where legends transcend.
What's up, grinders? How you doing? How you doing out there? Woo! Man, oh man, what a week. What a week. Hope everybody had a good week. Hope you're ready for the holiday weekend for those that are celebrating. Man, oh man, what a week. What a week. And as you know, it's we had the Monday show. I had an awesome stream last night. Shout out to everybody coming through on that, man. That was we have WrestleMania this weekend, which is really crazy. Like, it's the first time they moved WrestleMania so late in the month of April, and they put it right on Easter. I'm like, okay, like, it's pretty wild. So WrestleMania is going on this weekend. I'm excited to see that. Hopefully I can get to see it. I'm gonna be traveling because of the holiday and stuff like that. And just to put it out there, I'm doing a show now because I'm not gonna be able to do a show on next week. So what I'm gonna try to do is maybe get a couple of video clips and things like that and upload some quick bites during the week. We'll see. But live shows will be no live show next week. Maybe we'll hit up one maybe later in the week at the end of the week. But yeah, what a week, man. It's been crazy. We have a little bit of news, that just came out today. Before we get into the ultimate Phil Ness, shout out everybody. Hit that like button. What's up, Aaron Brown? How you doing, man? Yep, yo, Phil Ness, man. I called it 6 years ago. This dude's still Phil Ness in the streets. What's up, Michael Meridian? How you doing? Wild Wolf in the house. Don John Sean. Iconic Games. Mr. Tennis. Big Razzo. RPG 88. Josh Ayers in the house with the Phil the Goat. He says, great stream laughed my ass off last night. Never thought I'd be rooting for Big Booty Bobby. Yep. Dude, that was all. Yo, when Phil Spencer said he got some recruits and he pulled an Aloy, I lost it, man. I was going back and watching it, man. It's so hilarious. Mr. Tennis, how you doing, man? Mod, what's up? Leech, how you doing? Hit that like button. Data War Ryan. NZ for Brizzle. Yep, 2 nights in a row. That's right, man. Jesus, what's up? We're ready to cook, man. The Argonaut. Jazz, Phil Spencer looking like WWE's Vince McMahon. Hey, it's wrestling seasons. It's WrestleMania. That's right. What's up, Nassim? How you doing, man? Oh, man. What's crazy? So, yeah, what's all happened today? Just some quick news. Oh, did I get my, hold on, I got my soundboard thing. The grinds board here. And I got, listen, I got a few songs here that if, we hit our marks. Oh, yeah, let me do my thing here. We hit our juice. I got some awesome songs that you'll hear here first. You'll hear it here first. So those are golds. Set some goals up for everybody. Here we go. We got members goal. We got members goal and chat goals. I got some whack ass songs. Some. Oh man, that's so fun, dude. Aloy got enhancements to Phil. Yo, it was hilarious. Yo, check out the stream last night. I know some people don't find so much humor in it. Man, I find it hilarious. That's why I like doing it. So I know some people are like, what is this? This is weird, dude. The executive rumble and the battles and Astrobot fighting for his life against Mario for $80 games and the $80 billion partner. Dude, it was storyboard, man. It was fun. So yeah, definitely check out the stream for last night. It was pretty funny as hell. There was some crazy storylines, and then we did the Road to Phil Ness. So it was a campaign with Phil Spencer, and when they turn on him, I do it since I got the grinders here, dude. I do have to show this one part because it was so fitting last night. If you missed it, I'll just give you just a little taste, just a little taste. Just a little taste, grinder. Just a little taste. Right here, this part right here. Oh my god, where is it? When they turned on him, dude. When the Xbox fans turned on Phil, where is it? Is this the part? Hold on, I got just a little taste of what you missed last night.
The Phil Ness.
Oh, he spits the green Phil Ness in their face.
Oh no, that wasn't the Phil Ness. I didn't do the spit. Whoa.
Wait, where's the one when they'll turn on him?
That move's called the pivot.
The pivot. He did the pivot on him, and he has a special way he spits the Phil Ness in their face. Where's this part? There it is.
Nobody gets up from that. Nope.
Watch this. So this is Phil Spencer's finishing move. He spits the Phil Ness in their face. The juice. Yo, when I watch it, this part was hilarious.
My way. Come on, Phil. We got to hit our finishing move.
No, this is not it. We'll skip this. We'll get him where he. There it is. Watch this move. This is his finisher.
Now finishing move.
Tony is completely out of
Get up. Get the Phil Ness spit.
Oh, you hit him with the Phil Ness. And the boot to the face.
Watch what happens when Xbox fans revolt. Watch this. This is what the
nobody gets up from
this
that.
This is what would happen if
nobody
they've
gets
done,
up from the Phil Ness spit.
Dude, this is what would happen if they had FanFest this year. This is what would happen at FanFest. Watch.
Whatever this was all about.
Oh no, Phil, the rest of the family's coming now.
That's certainly GT Dolan.
Give him all your gains, Phil.
It's an invasion. Hit him with the glaze.
Oh man, they're all ganging up on him. Everybody was wronged by Gamepass. Like $20. You told me it was $1.
What?
You told me it was $1, Phil.
Yo,
Oh,
fucking ass kicked. Snakes
increasing $20.
And then watch this. So then,
Oh, everybody. Oh,
yo,
what
they're
did
about to
you
beat the
do,
shit out of
Phil?
Phil.
No. KO.
Watch this.
Oh no! Everybody's turning on him. Everybody's turning. They were wrong, dude.
If you couldn't tell. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Low.
We will no longer stand by and be treated like third-class citizens.
Yo, Xbox fans standing up.
Do we have your attention?
We will not stop until NXT
That was
is the
great.
one and only.
Right, dude. They don't want to be treated like third-class citizens anymore, Phil. You heard them there, dude. That would have been FanFest 2025 if it happened. But that's it, dude. That was just a little highlight of last night's wild show, man. Hopefully, yeah, right. Dude, it could have read itself perfect. It was crazy. It was crazy. Then they like, we don't want to be third-class citizens, and they're beating up. Phil Spencer's in there, like getting beat up. Oh man. So anyway, yo, it's crazy, man. Hey, it's crazy. This stuff writes itself. Like I said, it writes itself, and only in the Gaming Grindhouse we discover it over here. So let's go. What the hell happened to my hand? Uh-oh, what's going on my soundboard? The grind board, what's going on with it? It's Friday night, don't want to mess. What's going on with it? Hold on. Hopefully it works now.
Bullshit.
There we go. We're working now. We're cooking. We're cooking now. Man, I was concerned. Phil.
Yeah, so we'd like to have a refund.
Oh man, yeah. So this one, as you can see from the title, man. This actually he did an interview with Variety magazine, and we're gonna get into it. And the videos grind us. Get a drink. It's Friday night. Go get a Mai Tai, and come back, and we're gonna enjoy. You may spit it out because you're gonna be laughing so hard. So anyway, so some of the news that dropped today was that the Switch now it could be pre-ordered on April 24th, pre-orders for that. And Nintendo fighting for its life against its fans. They did the Mario Kart show, and not really that much was revealed in the Mario Kart Direct. Really not too much. People are still fighting, saying about $80 for it. So that's right, Mr. Tennis. Shout out to you. Grab that Blue Moon. I should go grab my Mai Tai. The Mai Tai in a can is so strong. So strong. But yeah, Nintendo, like again, there's a lot of things going on with Nintendo, and they're kind of doing their own thing. You got the fans, you got the people that just die hard defending it. And I think the main thing the issue with Nintendo is that, it's really, they're doing a lot of head scratching things. And not really moving the industry forward. They're kind of catching up, but they're catching up and they're putting their spin on it and their tax or their charge on things. And the things that the head scratches, it's like that streaming, sharing your screen, it doesn't do it because the system can't. It doesn't do it at full frames because the system is too weak. They want to focus more on, they don't want to lose the user's experience. So that frame rate that you saw when they were sharing the screen on the Switch, dude, that's the reason why. It's wild. And that's behind their subscription. It's wild. And then like games that are supposedly are running at just like a 1080p and it's 720p. Like they really just, and then they remove the VRR on there, and some games are supporting it, but not all games. Yo, I'm telling you right now, it's like, to me, the problem I'm having right now with Nintendo stuff is that they are trying to use, all these developers are throwing their games on there, like Cyberpunk and all that stuff, and that's not Nintendo has carved out such a spot for themselves that really they were good in their own lane, like the indies and their games. The fact that now third parties trying to put their stuff on there, and now everybody's trying to throw the terms like VRR and your frame gen, all this stuff, like Nvidia trying to talk about upscales and stuff like that. It's like, please, Nintendo was out of that conversation. That was all for Xbox and PC and PlayStation. That's the big boy talk. Nintendo, you don't do that talk. You carved your own path. Stop trying to, and because we know that it's not going to be really supported because the system is not that strong. It's just about as powerful as a PS4. And who knows? And you're playing on such a small screen, like they're not pushing the high visuals. And what's going to be 4K? What's going to look like it? Their games are going to look great. But these third-party games, man, they tried this already with the Wii U. It's not the place for third-party. So stay out of the conversation about this, all this stuff, because it's not going to meet the like what a Steam Deck does. It's not going to do that kind of stuff, man, because that's not what Nintendo does. Nintendo don't do that. Nintendo does them. And what's hilarious is that when PlayStation increased their prices and then they were charging prices, all the Nintendo guys like stayed in their lane. They're like, oh yeah, like let's make fun of Nintendo and make fun of PlayStation and all that shit. And then now when Nintendo's doing the same thing, it's like, oh yeah, but I like it. It's fine. It's fine. And it's just, you always put yourself as separate. Nintendo just does their thing. So keep doing your thing. But Nintendo is taking advantage of you. That's all I'm saying. Because the stuff that they're charging, there's better out there for equal or better pricing. And that's the main problem here, I think, that people are having. Like, they're not pushing the industry forward in the sense and charging for that, doing the next best thing. Instead, they're trying to catch up and they're milking the shit out of it. And I think that's where our big problems are. And especially since their console has been the oldest out of all of them. That you would think that from the first one to this one, there will be a huge leap. And there really isn't. This is more like a Switch Pro. And their accessories, that's right, Tio. $100 for the Joy-Cons? They're not even Hall Effect, man. You could get a $40 Amazon controller Hall Effects. It's wild. That crazy ass low res camera. Dude, the camera in your pocket, in your phone. They would have been better saying your Switch could Bluetooth to your phone and use your phone's camera. Selling a $50 stem thing. It's just wild of what they're doing. Like, it's not even things that they're really trying to move the industry forward. You're talking about webcams and stuff that are like as much as the iToy 1 and the old 360. The 360 cameras and stuff. Like, really? And trying to pawn it off as new. Like, oh, look at what you do now. But meanwhile, the system is not capable of doing it. And that's the problem. Like, you know, they're showing paid features that the system is definitely fighting for its life. With the frame rate of sharing your screen. And again, it's only really on the big screen. So anyway, that's the big thing that's going on there. I don't know now, after hearing all this stuff, if I'm going to pre-order the Switch. I was debating about it. I don't know. I think I'm good. The kids seem to be okay with what they got. And they're not clamoring for it. So I don't know. I'm still going to play it by ear. I don't know. I just don't want to get pulled into that stuff right now. And you know, because I'm not going to majority play on it. I got so many things. I got a PC and I got a PlayStation. I got tons of stuff. But yeah, the bundle with Mario Kart definitely is the best thing. That is the best thing. If you don't get that, then the rest of it, I'll call it. You know, we'll see. But that opened up on the 24th. So get ready if you want to pre-order. Just want to let you guys know that came out today because they delayed it because of the tariffs, and we don't know what the impact of the tariffs are. Also, just some other news. Speaking of handhelds, the PlayStation Portal, apparently now the PlayStation 6 console generation has a standalone console and a portable one, according to some leaks. Their release date's estimated around 2027, 2028. A portable PS6 is less powerful than the PS5. Portable consoles will launch after the main one. Listen, it's pretty crazy that we're going back to portability. Like, everybody's doing portable stuff again. When we just came out of 3DSs and DSs. And what's crazy, I was just at GameStop. The friggin' 3DS is like $260 used to go buy one. It's crazy. And it's just like the whole thing with these portables. And listen, I think the idea of the Portal, when I thought at first it was crazy, the portables. Well, what I think is what I thought was crazy, but I really think like the Portal is doing a great job in what it's for. It's an accessory to your console, even though there are limitations to it because of internet and things like that. But I really think that the streaming from your console is definitely something that really should have been explored a lot stronger before handhelds. That's right, handhelds. That's what RBG's saying. I think that they should have been handled more with the streaming stuff. And it's interesting because we're seeing now with Xbox, when we get into Xbox and what their plans are, they're coming back to Xbox Remote Play. And which is really interesting is that they're bringing that back into the conversation, the remote play, and not necessarily the cloud. Because if you remember when Xbox went and did these handhelds, when they were doing this whole stream from your console, it was like Xbox Remote Play to your PC, to your phone, and people were like, oh, that's great, I'm streaming from my console. And then they started doing the subscription of xCloud, where now you don't stream from your console, you stream from your Azure servers. Listen, now they're going back to do that, and you want to know why? Because people want to play the games that they own. People don't want to pay $20 a month to play games that you tell me what you're putting in the service. I want to play the games that I bought. So if I bought, Kingdom Come 2, I want to play Kingdom Come 2 on this device remotely or whatever like that. Well, you can't, because Kingdom Come 2 is not cloud enabled and it's not in our Gamepass service. So for the $20 a month, you can't play the game that you own. In order to compensate or override that, you will be able to stream that game directly from your console. Exactly what the Portal does. That's why the Portal is such a smart move, because it's $200, because it doesn't need native GPUs and APUs and all this other stuff there to run a game natively. So you're not fighting for battery life. Secondly, there's no additional subscriptions that are required to just play what you want. You don't need to worry about a developer supporting cross saves across devices or cross progression, because you bought it on a handheld Asus, but they didn't implement cross progression. So even though you bought it on your Xbox and you got it on Xbox, but they didn't do cross progression, you had to buy it again. See, all that stuff that's left up to the developer to decide. Cross save enabled, cross progression. Are you going to do it? Play anywhere? You have to. Each developer is going to be different, and that fragments your service or your device capabilities. The Portal doesn't do that. The Portal just takes everything you have, and it goes with you. All your games, your save states, because you're just playing off your console, and it eliminates all the bull that needs to do. So there's no fragmentation. And I think that's why the Portal is so successful, because it's so easy. And yeah, they added cloud gaming as a beta right now, and that's added if you have a subscription, you could play these other games. But the base functionality of the Portal is it's a $200 device. The battery life is great because it doesn't need to run games natively. And you don't have to subscribe to anything more to get what you already own. You just need internet. And that's the thing. And I'm telling you, somebody who played all the handhelds, Ace ROG, Legions, all of them, the 1X plays, battery to performance is a thing. And it's tough. And if you want to run these high resolutions on these lower screens, if you want to increase your brightness and you want to, these games that come out demand more and you're running these natively, you spend more time trying to get the game to run properly on your handheld. And while you're doing that, your battery is going down. So by the time you sort this out, then they send out a graphics driver update, or like Assassin's Creed sent out an update and messed up. All of a sudden now my audio was buzzing. And now you deal with all the PC crap in a handheld device that does not have a keyboard or a mouse. It is a headache. It is a lot of kind of decoding stuff that you need to do when you just want to take a handheld, turn it on, and play. So that's why I think the streaming thing from your place, yes, it's limited, but I do think that is the better way. No, I did not, Will Hancock. What are the prices? There's new amiibos. Oh man. But yeah, and battery technology, they're not going to go higher than 99 watts because you can't fly with them. They have to be checked or whatever like that. So like, there's a lot of challenges going with this, and I do think that Sony continues some stuff to evolve the Portal. And you know, if they do make a handheld device as powerful as a PS5, we'll see, because the battery, frame rate generations, all this stuff, all these PC and these up-reses and upscalers are all the things that we need to see on what the hell's going on. And that's another reason why the Switch 2 has a shorter battery life than the Switch 1. It is running HDR. You know, look at your Windows PC. Your Windows computer will turn, if you have a laptop, it turns off HDR because it hurts the battery life to save battery. Now you got a Switch running it. So guess what? Your Switch now has less battery life on the Switch too. So that's something they should have compensated for. They should have known that they're running more power and more stuff in there. But I do like the idea of a handheld and portability. And I'm telling you, you know, a couple of things like Moonlight, PlayStation Plus on PC, and Moonlight streaming your PC. You have a good connection. It works great. And you don't have to worry about battery life. You don't have to worry about heat. You don't have to worry about your performance because it's running off of the Pro or your PC. So I do think it's a cool way of taking your games on the go. But again, you're limited with, you know, you go to hotel networks and things like that, and 4G and 5Gs and stuff like that. You are limited. But now apparently there will be some sort of native handheld and stuff like that. Also, too, I do think both the Steam Deck and the PlayStation Portal have the best ergonomics, because the Portal is basically a PlayStation controller and has all the features, which is another amazing feat, that they're able to stream all the rumble and adaptive, like all that data to the handheld, regardless of where you are. It's pretty awesome. Now, no worries, Zero Steel. We're just talking about some high news about the Switch and the PlayStation Portable. We didn't get into the Phil Nash just yet. We're getting there. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. And also, too, how like Sony even did, they started it back with the PS4 with Share Play. You could take control over your friend's game, or your friend could join in. You could do co-op and controlling over the web. That was something that Microsoft was trying to do with Mixer before they shut it down. You could control the stream. But no, they stopped that. And now they're trying to bring it back when PlayStation is kind of showing you how it's done. And it's pretty cool, because when you're playing remotely, you get the same experience with the rumbling, the adaptive triggers, the motion controls, all that stuff. All on a handheld device streamed over the internet, which is pretty incredible. So basically it is the PlayStation going with you. There were very few compromises besides internet. So that's why I think that the Portal, I turned over a big leaf, because at first I thought, We saw the G Cloud and all this other clown stuff. And the thing is that it wasn't your games. And that's the thing. Like, I love the Portal around the house. It's definitely a question mark when you leave. And that's the other thing too. The PlayStation Plus and the subscription prices are going up too. The PlayStation Plus price went up. That was another thing. I think it's just a matter of time. We're gonna get it coming here. The PlayStation Plus prices, because they're going all over the globe right now. The Plus PlayStation subscriptions are going up in price. So I'm just thinking it's just a matter of time before it comes to the US. Canada just got it now. And, you know, they are going up in price, man. The G Clown. Oh, my background music's doubling up? Sorry, man. Hold on. Why is it doubling up? Thank you for letting me know. Hold on. I'll just stop it. Is it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I see. Thank you for letting me know. There you go, Grinders. Got the reverb going on that thing. Oh, still doing it. Yeah, for some reason, see? Updates come out, and now all my settings are all messed up. The PC for the W. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see what this is doing here quickly. Let's see if that's better. Okay.
You're my #1 customer.
There we go. I fixed it. Man. The master of computers. I'm the master of solving issues with the computers, man. Did it live. Thank you, Mondo. Appreciate it, man. Hit that like button. Shout out to Mondo. Fixing my audio. But anyway, yeah. So, you know, one of the things, as we're talking about mobile, yeah, that's right. Windows strikes again. As we're talking about mobile, let's just lead into this, because this is going to lead us right into the pass. You know that the pass, and right into the Phil Ness. But as we're talking about this mobile stuff, what I alluded to earlier is about the about this whole big thing that they're doing over at Xbox with now their app, right? So the Xbox dude, Stein, came out and said one of the biggest pieces of feedback of our mobile app was adding back the ability to purchase and subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. You know, the option. Thank you. Plantora said he just bought a subscription to PlayStation Plus to cover him to mid-2026 to avoid the increase. That's good, man. I used to stack up too, and then all of a sudden, then they won't let you do the sale prices when stacking up. So I let mine lapse and then did the discount on there. Some grindness. So excited to say it's coming back. And of course, for my console friends, Stream Your Own Game will be launching soon. So basically, I never knew they took this away, right? Josh, I didn't realize they took this away either, because you could do this on PlayStation app for the longest time. I thought Xbox app, you could do this. You could just buy a game on the service and they'll just pre-download it and stuff. But apparently they removed that. They removed that option, and I don't know if it was because they were losing money to Google, was considering it a purchase. But PlayStation lets you do it. I don't understand. PlayStation lets you buy the game and download it. But I guess they removed it when they were messing around with xCloud and Xbox Game Pass app and all this other stuff. But apparently they brought it back. So they brought back that you can now buy your games. And this is what's crazy, right? For all the talk they've been talking about Game Pass and xCloud since 2019. Now you could buy the game here on the app and buy and subscribe to Game Pass on the app. I'm in shock. I guess they were routing people to their website maybe to do this. I don't know. But now they're like, you could buy the games now. You could buy. But what they removed out of here is the ability to play your games on cloud. They took that away. And I don't know if that's because of a Google thing where the Google didn't want people to buy the game and stream it, and probably, but they removed that away from the app. So now a lot of people are complaining. The one time I go into the app is just to stream my games from Game Pass. They took that away. If you have Game Pass Ultimate. So the only purpose now of the Xbox app is just to buy games and subscribe to Game Pass. But then you got to go elsewhere to the web browser and stream the games on Ultimate. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Where is he? It's a disaster. Oh, the glaze. It's the glaze, but it's not glazing yet. Well, we need. It's a train wreck. A disaster. It's a disaster, Ryan. It's a disaster.
Like zoinks.
It's a disaster, Ryan. A train wreck. They can't just do it, man. They're trying so bad to make their money back. Yo, shout out to Michael, the 5 VIPs. That's right, baby. We're going. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it, man. Ow! We got them. We got VIPs in the house. It's a disaster. Will Hancock, Alulin TV, John Dexter, Dexcom 1, Hindsight with Hustle. Welcome to the VIPs. Flex those emojis, please. Shout out to Michael Birdie, man, for the 5 VIPs in the house. There we go. Cooking. But they removed that. So, like, a lot of people are saying, like, okay, wait a second. They're like, but they removed the thing. So let's go see what's going on here. Let's go to the actual thing. So the Xbox mobile app lets you buy games, join Game Pass, and redeem perks. That's basically what they're allowing you to do. And then to Xbox consoles, stream your games that you own. Starting today, Ultimate members can now stream select games they own to their console. Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One. Donnie D!
Xbox no, feel that.
The Xbox One will let you stream it to their console as well, dude. Wow. Which is crazy because PlayStation's been doing this for the longest time. You could stream the games. You could stream a trial on PlayStation. Stream your library on select games to your own console. How the hell was this not there? How is this something that's coming out in 2025? Stream your games that you own on the console. So instead of downloading them, you could stream them. PlayStation has you streaming demos. You could stream the trials, the 2-hour, 3-hour trials. And you could stream the games that you own. All in 4K 60 with 3D audio. Xbox is still fighting for its life at like 1080p. It doesn't say here that you could stream it at 4K 60. With PlayStation, you can. What's crazy is, like I always say, somebody does it better than them, and they're the ones that did all the talking. All this cloud talk, and how the hell is PlayStation doing cloud streaming better than you? Their portal already has games that you could stream directly to it from their service. And their service includes tons of games, and it includes their like a lot of cool games that they're getting. Like Game Pass still has the day one stuff, but really PlayStation service is pretty competitive with it without putting their first party games in there. But PlayStation does cloud streaming so much better. If you remember the video that we did with Dumb Foundry, they compared it and they said that the PlayStation streaming is such a superior streaming experience than Xbox. But the fact that they've been talking about it so much, and they're talking about, you're talking 2025 April, you could stream your games. This will broaden the previously announced devices, include smart TVs, Fire TVs, and Meta Quest handhelds. Oh, Jesus. as well as other browsers supporting devices like PC, smartphones, and tablets. Dude, members can save time and hard drive space and play their games immediately. But then they have this: stream your own games over 100 games, grinders. This is now xCloud. So this is xCloud Gaming Beta. This is with $20 a month. There are over 100 games. If you own it, you could stream it. Let's see these games, grinders. I can't wait. Already they're flying. I can't look at the new ones they just added. Epic Disney Rebrushed, Kill It with Fire, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage Tape 2, Monster Jam Showdown. Dude, that is the first Monster Jam. There's been like 3 of them since then. Squirrel with the Gun, the crowd favorite.
Where the box is in the name of our
Subnautica 2 and Wanda Stop. Dude, bangers. Bangers. Triple bangers. These are the games they've been asking for. We heard you. These are the games they just added to the 100 games that have been in there of games that you own. Dude, I don't even know if people own these goddamn games. Monster Jam showed, dude, how many Monster Jams there been? Bangers. And added to these games that are coming soon. Well, you got to wait for these. Hold on for these bangers. Hold on, wait for these. This is coming soon, so your ass cheeks better pucker up. Agatha, Murder in the Orient Express, Amerizone, Explorer's Legacy, Button Lynch Pro Surfing. Shit, they made a surfing game. Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion, a banger. I'm sure everybody owns that one. Construct Simulator, Empire of Ants, Mandragoria, a crowd favorite, Paw Patrol, Grand Prix, and World. Oh shit, the whole Smooth would be happy for that one. Phantom Baker, Battlegrounds Ultimate, Predator Hunting Grounds. Are the servers still up for that game? I don't know. Spider-Man, no, Spider Heck. I'm sorry, not Spider-Man. Whoop, sorry.
Xbox, no.
Sorry, I thought it said Spider-Man. Spider Heck. Starship Troopers Extermination. Streamed it here, Gaming Grindhouse. Steep. Tear Down. The Game of Life. Undisputed, which is a good boxing game. Way of the Hunter. And Wizard of Legend 2. You gotta keep your butt cheeks tight for those games. They're gonna be able, if you own any of those games, you'll be able to stream them for only $20 a goddamn month. Incredible. Wow. Whew. Those are the, dude, that is a lineup of live. And let's see let's see what they got added to. Let's see. These are all the ones they already have here. Look at these bangers. These are already the ones. If you own these, if the Shadows was, there you go. Oh, Shadows is in there. Atomic Heart, Avatar, Balatro, Baldur's Gate Banishes. So these are the ones that are already on the 100. Slowly but surely, they're adding them. So if you own these games, you could stream them for $20 a month. Look, they got the Final Fantasies in there. Can't wait, dude. Where are their games? Do they have their games in there? Monster Jam Showdown. Where's Gears and Halo and Forza? Excuse me? Oh, am I missing something here? They got last year's wrestling game, but they don't have this year's wrestling game. Dude, this is a crapshoot. Where's their games? Where's Call of Duty? Where's Call of Duty? Where's Halo? Where's the housefly that won't die? Sea of Thieves. Where's Sea of Thieves? That was thrown in. Sea of Thieves got to be in here. I missed it. I don't see Sea of Thieves. Where are their games? Where's all the Bethesda games? Where's Starfield? Where's They own all these publishers. Where are their games? Shouldn't those be the first in there? I don't see one of their games in here. Dude, and why are there duplicates? Are they counting these as double? Why the complete collector's edition, but then the complete edition? They're counting the trial and then Final Fantasy Online. Is this counted in the 100? What about all these packets? Fish Planet, Advanced Packing, the Christmas Bundle, Fish Planet Deluxe. Like, are these counted as a part of the 100? Deluxe Edition and regular edition of Gotham Knights. Like, I guess that's added to the 100. $20 a month. But their games are nowhere to be found. We got 3 Insurgencies. Why don't you just put Insurgency in here and all the versions of it? But nope, that's 3. Dude, Kill It With Fire got 2 games. Yo. Has Kingdom Come? Yeah, they did Kingdom Come 2. I remember Kingdom Come 2. Oh, and this one. Jesus. Why do like full version? Yo, Xbox be fluffing with the PH. They're fluffing. They're fluffing. 100 games. There's 5 versions of certain games. Diabolical work. Alpha Goose. Yo. Where are their games? Where's Call of Duties? Where's Sea of Thieves? Where's Starfield? Where's Redfall? They're including all their dude, 3 versions. Oh shit. Fucking dirty. Yo, that's messy work, Phil. Messy work. Messy work. And here we go. Access Xbox Remote Play from more devices. Oh man. Free up space. Game hubs. Well, that's great. Lead with your own games, I thought. But there you go. So there's your mobile. Let me tell you something. You know what? I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying it. Peter. Tell him, Peter. Tell him, Peter. Tell him, Peter. Please. Thank you, Peter. Listen. It is a train wreck. They are trying to do so many things, like even just with this article. It is just so much noise. Like it's just so much. Like you could stream your games. Like just look at the titles. The Xbox app lets you buy games now, but you can't stream. You could stream to your consoles, but then stream your own games. But that's different than streaming to consoles, because stream your own games is with Game Pass subscription, with Game Pass Ultimate. So that's not, this is free. No, this is not free. This is with Game Pass Ultimate as well. So you're still paying a subscription to stream. But this one's streaming to your console, and this one's streaming to other devices. And look how they're trickling games in there. And their games are nowhere to be found. This is the disaster that is avoided, what I was mentioning before with the Portal. You don't need to wait for Lego Marvel Superheroes. What about the sequel? Nope, you don't need to wait there. All your versions go with you. Stream to your Portal. Stream to your PC with the PlayStation app, because all you're doing is streaming from your console. That's it. You don't need to wait and have this, oh, look what we're adding now. They did the same shit with backwards compatibility. It's like, wait for the list and grind. The thing is that, look at this list. It's so fragmented. It's so delayed. It's so confusing that a customer doesn't want to subscribe because they don't know what the hell they're getting. Well, some games support. So if I subscribe, it's like stream your own games. All right, I'm paying $20 a month. All right, let me stream Gears 5. I own it. Oh, no, Gears 5 is not included. You got to wait. Wait for what? You own it. Why is it not in your service? No, I bought Starfield Ultimate Edition with the goddamn watch. Can't wait to play. I'm subscribing to Xbox. $20 a month. This is not cheap. Sorry. And maybe, oh, you want to know what? Maybe because that's probably why. Because they're in Game Pass. That's the thing. So Game Pass has you covered. That's probably why they're not on there. But see, it's so confusing. It's so freaking confusing. That's the thing. It's because they're in Game Pass. So Game Pass got you covered for those games. That's what it is. That's why their games are not on this list. So this list is games that are not in Game Pass. Well, even though Paw Patrol was in Game Pass. See, it's so confusing. Paw Patrol was in Game Pass, but I guess it wasn't in there all the time. I don't know. But I think they should at least... It's so confusing. So it's like... The games you own, but the games you get in Game Pass that you own also... It's so... Like, it's very... You have to break it down. And thank you. And Patience says it right there. On PlayStation, streaming from your console to devices or Portal is free and works with every game you own. And that's the thing. They don't have... and that's where this is going to get messy. If they ever offer a stream-only package, this is going to get messy. Exactly, Josh. But the thing is that they don't explain this, but if you own Gears... See, what people want to do... What's up, Phil Bosch? What people want to do is just buy Gears and play it on other devices. They bought a game. They just want to play it on other devices. They want to do exactly what the Portal was doing. Exactly what you were saying, where there's no extra fees. That's what they want. But people don't want to buy Gears. Now I own, and this is exactly what Stadia was doing. This is exactly what NVIDIA GeForce does. This is exactly what they do. That's why this model is very convoluted. Because you basically buy the game for $60, $70. You could play it on your console. But if you want to play it on a Fire Stick and all these places, well, then you got to pay up. You got to pay another $20 a month to access the game that you own on their service on other devices. And that's the thing that they really do not emphasize when they just say, oh, with Xbox Ultimate subscriptions, that's all they say. But that's exactly what it is. If you just bought Gears and want to, and people just want to say like, oh, I just want to play my game on an Amazon stick or on another device because I own it. I bought it. I paid $60, $70 for it. Nope. You need to subscribe to access it there. That's what Stadia does. That's what GeForce Now does. These cloud services appear low impact, wonderful. But if you buy your games, they are really a sour deal because now you got to pay the subscription to access those games. And what's crazy is their games are included in that subscription. So you are even more of a sucker. If you own Gears 5 and you got to now subscribe $20 a month to access Gears 5, but they already put Gears 5 in that service. That is like triple dip. You're getting it. You're getting the Game Pass version of it. You own it, and you're paying to access it. It's crazy. That's why this cloud stuff, it's more of just, yo, let me just stream the shit that I own. Let me just stream from my console. I don't care where it's coming from. I don't care if it's coming from Azure. I don't care if it's coming from my house. I just want to play it. And that's the thing. And then you get people that don't really even engage in this stuff. And they're like, oh, I don't even have a console, but I'm going to pay a premium $20 a month in order to play games that I would never buy a console for. That's the 2 billion people? Well, maybe Phil realized that ain't working. Maybe Phil's sitting there going, you know what? I've been talking out my ass so much, you might as well call me booty. Because I think they realized that this whole cockamamie way of finessing and Phil-nessing gamers, we don't want it. We don't want Booster. We don't want this experience. It's too convoluted. It's too confusing. You talk about the soccer moms and the soccer dads going in the store and not knowing an S and an X and what's this with this. Dude, try describing this service to them. Well, some games are now streamable, some aren't. Their games are in the service, and it's like buying a car. It's like signing up for a mortgage or some shit like that. It's crazy. It's too confusing for the average consumer. Because with $20 a month, you really don't get everything you think you get. And now the games that you own don't come in there, and they dictate what games you play in Game Pass. That's the thing. If you use Game Pass solely, you're at the mercy of what they decide goes in that service. You don't make a decision. If there's a game that you like, you can't rely on Game Pass for that game. You need to buy it in addition to paying $20 a month. Man, when it was $10 a month, maybe you could get away with it. But now that they're up to $20 a month, Game Pass standard now took out their first party games. They finally added Starfield back after they took it away from you. They're hyping GTA 5 coming back to Game Pass. Dude, it's been out and back. Dude, it's been prairie dog in Game Pass, poking its head in and out. GTA 5, it's there, it's not there, it's back, it's not back. It's a headache. It's crazy. And that's a lot of money a month for one profile, one subscription, man. Look at your music subscriptions. Look at your Netflix subscription. That's for multiple profiles. Multiple people can play. You can't add multiple profiles to Game Pass. You can't. Unless you sign up on a console and you have a guest and you make that console your thing. But that account is tied to your Game Pass account. If you open up a Fire Stick and you sign into Game Pass, that's your account. Your kids, they're playing on your account. There's no profile. I don't think they can do profiles and special things. There's no family plan yet. $20 is just for one person to access it. That's a lot of money for one person. Especially what they said now. So Phil had an interview with Variety Magazine. And they asked him a bunch of questions that Phil, instead of just saying, dude, I'm here for the Minecraft movie, I don't want to talk about this stuff. But Phil Spencer couldn't keep his foot out of his mouth. So in Variety, they interviewed him. They said, hey, Phil, with the successful launch of Janky Jones, they're buttering up his ass. Hit that like button, Grinders. Here come the receipts. You can see them all up top. Grinders, this is going to be Friday night entertainment. Gamertainment. Oh, yep, that's right, Mr. Tennis. Hit that like button. We're going. It's roasting time. Oh, man. Because this all leads into that convoluted Game Pass stuff. Let's see what Phil said, and let's see what he also said. With the success launch of Indiana Jones. Janky Jones. By the way, Janky Jones is on the PS5. Enhanced Jank. There you go. Enhanced Jank is on the PS5. The best place to play enhanced janky punches and slaps and all that wonderfulness.
Stop. Enough.
Extra jank.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Oh, shit. Juicy glazed. Juicy glaze is coming there. No pancakes this time. So he goes, he's happy, very happy with Indy and the reception. I do think there's life in the franchise, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Really, Phil? We're launching on PlayStation here pretty soon. This is all Phil. I think that will be a cool moment. I was really inspired by Machine Games taking someone else's IP and doing something unique. I'm inspired about what the team can do next. Certain people were kind of pushing them on first person versus third person. Yeah, it didn't work, Phil. But going forward, I also want to give the team, but I think once you play it, you realize you are indie. Oh my God. Phil Ness. I also want to give the teams the ability to do their own games and own franchises. And our own franchises. We have a lot of room to tell new stories as well. I want to make sure that's an option for us. All right. So, Phil, are you saying that you don't want to do any more Janky Jones? All right. I want to give the teams the ability to do our own games and our own franchises. Uh-oh. Phil sounds like he's done with Jank.
Sign me, please, I will bend over and touch.
Does that's dude. Uh-oh. Phil knows that indie Jank, that Jank IP is up there. Oh shit, you don't want any Jank. And now now he has to butter up the Switch 2's ass. So he goes, Switch. Yeah, what does that mean, Phil? Exactly. Where's the follow-up questions? There's a blank space here, Variety. What do you mean, Phil? Do we even do their own? You don't want to do more Janky Jones? No more pancakes?
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glaze.
No juicy glazes in your face. Switch 2 is set to be released soon. As you've begun to branch out in games available on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles, do you have any specific projects for Switch 2? Phil says, we've been supporting the Switch 1. I want to support Switch 2. Nintendo has been a great partner. You've been a great partner to them, Phil. That's more like it. Nintendo hasn't been a partner to you because they don't put shit on your console or your platform. You've been a good partner to them. Always giving, never receiving. Phil Ness. Exactly, Michael. Doesn't it sound like that? Like Phil's like, I want them to do their own stuff. This Janky Jones costs too much. Too much jank. Yeah, they've been a great partner. No, Phil, you've been a good partner, Phil. You've been the hand-me-outs. They've not been handing out to you. They're just taking from you, Phil. Now, I'm going to call them, they are a good partner for you. You've been their bitch. Pretty much. You gave them Banjo. Dude, you had those Nintendo dudes crying and kissing the floor. You gave them Banjo, and your Xbox fans are sitting there with their dick in their hands. Oh, shit, we don't Banjo.
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Oh, man, you made them cry about Banjo, and meanwhile, you have your Xbox fans sitting there going, what about us, third-class citizens? He's like, go eat some pancakes, bitch. Didn't you see the juicy blackberries? He's like, go hang out with them. You got juicy blackberries. Leave Banjo on the Switch. He goes, we think it's a unique way for us to reach players who aren't on PC and who aren't Xbox. Let us continue to grow our community of people that care about the franchises we have. Phil, if they cared about the franchises you have, then they would have been buying your shit and buying the franchises that you have. And guess what? You don't even care about the franchises you have. You had to go buy other people's franchises, Phil. Like, you didn't even care about your franchises. You had Banjo, Conker, all of them. Crackdown, Crackhead. You had all these franchises that you shoved face down, ass up, E.T. You didn't care about your franchises. You had to go other people's franchise. You had to go buy Todd friggin' Uber Driver's Starfield. You had to go buy Redfall. You had to go buy Doom. You had to go buy Call of Duty. You had to go buy Crash. You bought other people's franchises. No, you bought Minecraft. You don't even give a shit about your franchises. Why would anybody else care? That's the reason why you're in this shithole that you're in. Because you did nothing for your franchises. The only thing you did was slap your tramp stamp, $80 billion tramp stamp, on games that people already were playing. You did nothing. That's all you did. You spent $80 billion and put a tattoo on that ass. You don't even care about your franchises. You let goddamn Craig roll out there, Master Chief drop his ass cheeks out there. You don't care. Fallout, not even your franchise, had a better TV show. That's because your booty finger didn't touch it. Shit finger was not around. You just slapped your name. Just like, oh, they're playing Minecraft on the Switch. You made that, Phil. No. We bought it. Did you do anything with it? No. Made a movie. Can't beat them, buy them. Now they care about your franchises, Phil. Please. Invest in our games. I'm a big believer in Nintendo means for the industry and continuing support. Does Nintendo revealing its next-gen console make you antsy to announce what Xbox has coming? Phil says, no. Oh, shit. He gave him a... Uh-oh. Phil said no. You know what that means.
Dusty Ben asked Phil, is Starfield exclusive? Phil says, no. I said no, red bitch. It's all coming.
That's right. Phil said no from the chest.
Dusty Ben asked Phil, is Starfield exclusive? Phil says, no. I said no, red bitch. It's all coming.
That's right. He said no. I think all of us in the industry should focus on our... Yo, Phil's glazed, dude. The industry should focus on our communities and the player bases that we're building. Phil, oh, man. Yo, you don't have a community. I told you. You canceled FanFest. What community you have? What are you talking about, Phil? You drunk? Communities? You canceled friggin' your FanFest. Your FanFest now is 5 dudes in your office with Dusty's cupcakes. That's what FanFest is now. You can count them on your fingers. You got a couple of websites and influencers. Come around, you guys. We're gonna do the FanFest. We're canceling FanFest. I got about 5 dudes that are gonna come over my house. We're gonna eat some pancake. We're gonna eat some pancakes from IHOP leftover, janky pancakes. And Dusty Bin is offered to make us some goddamn cupcakes glazed. 5 dudes come over Phil Spencer's house. That's FanFest now. That's it. There's no community. You shoot them all away. You said toodaloo. I think we should focus on our communities. Nobody cancel BlizzCon. Shit. Phil killed his own community. He got 5 people left. He's like, a cult. What are you doing this weekend? Come over my house. I got some cupcakes. It's FanFest. He's doing, Phil's saving money. There's no more, he got sticker. He got the friggin' the lick on tattoos now. He's like, we're saving some money, FanFest this year. I just got a couple of those, you wet them with the washcloth tattoos, guys. They'll come off in a day or so, but Colties will get over here. I'll tattoo your ass. The little ones that they do at the kids' parties. There you go. But Phil, you had like real ink tattoos last year at FanFest. Yeah, well, Satya said I had to pull the budget, so I got a couple of these from Amazon. Bend over. There you go. Let me put I got a little Xbox signature. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Let me lick it. Oh, shit. Let me lick it.
The box is in the name of our...
Oh, man. Not like this, Phil. You got the goddamn kids' tattoos. He saved some money this year. And Dusty had to make the cupcakes. He can't afford them. Yo, here he goes with the numbers again. There were 3 billion people to play video games. Oh, shit, Phil. 3 billion people. You can't even sell goddamn over 30 million consoles. 3 billion people you're talking about. Holy shit. There are 3 billion people who play video games on the planet, and I get up every morning and think about how Xbox can be more relevant to the 2... Yo, Phil. Yo, Phil. Did he think like nobody was going to read this? Like, this Phil, like, I'm just going to talk some crazy shit. He wakes up every day and thinking about how Xbox could be more relevant to the 3 billion people who are playing. Yo, this dude can't even sell 30 million consoles. Gamepass is not growing. He's not talking about the numbers anymore. But he's still talking about 3 billion people. Dude, they're not your community anymore.
Game over.
Oh, man, Phil.
You idiots! You captured the stunt doubles!
Oh, man. And that's through making sure we're leading in how our games and our platform features can be available in as many places as possible. Whether it's cloud or people playing on PC or people on console. We're really driven to try to grow our franchises and platforms. See what I mean? How? Grow platform, how? You're putting your games on other platforms. This is what I still don't understand. What are you building? What are you building? You're putting your games on other people's platforms. What? Forza Horizon's getting preview codes. Goddamn PlayStation-centric podcasts are getting goddamn review codes for Forza. No chill. Yo, you have no chill. What platform are you building? You can't even hold your shit together. Still don't understand. You're not building a platform. EA is not building a platform. Ubisoft is not building a platform. They just put their games out and hope people buy them. They're not trying to build anything. Like, what are you doing? And what features? What are you talking about? What features? Quick resume? You can't do quick resume on PC. Is that the feature you're talking about? What features? You'd even add features to the console. You still got the same old ass dashboard. We're trying to grow our franchise and platform to be an important part of the gaming industry for 3 billion gamers. Yo, Phil, that was hilarious. As he had the interview when Phil said 2 billion was talking out his ass. Remember that one? I didn't get that interview up there. When he's like, I just say that. Because he's talking to Variety Magazine. They don't know about gaming. So Phil thought he could get the Phil Ness away from him. But if you look at here, it's the Giant Bomb one. What was the Giant Bomb interview? When he said that, where is it? Yeah, this one. I don't know where I could.
It's not going to. So I guess the question.
Oh, no, what? Let me use AI. Oh, do they have what the? Where's my AI tool? Where is it? I thought you could use AI to search. Oh no! Let's see if I can find them. 2 billion. Wait, I'll see if I can find it quick. Because he said it, like, he's still hyping up 3 billion people. And then if you look here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. They took away the AI search? Or maybe they don't have it in here? Wait. I'll look at the subtitles. This interview. He's losing it, man.
Community.
Wait, right here.
Trying to put together, which
Booty shots.
Are already
there it is.
Console who are playing the game before they actually download it, right? And we think that's an awesome choice. In terms of growing Game Pass specifically, to your point, sorry, I'm just kind of
I don't understand. Fair enough.
Most of the growth in Game Pass right now is on PC.
Yeah.
And it's just because there are hundreds of millions of PC players, and Game Pass we started there later, and we have work to do to become kind of more native on PC and support the platform completely. And most of our growth right now comes from PC. And I think to your point of the easiest place for us to grow is actually on PC.
It is. Okay.
Now, well, because you don't have to sell a piece of hardware. Right. So if you look on Xbox, you say a lot of the players who own an Xbox are already in Game Pass, which is awesome. Yeah. Like, we love that. And on
But it's an option, Phil. We didn't get to that yet. Wait, Phil.
PC, you've got kind of fresh blue ocean there where you can go and surf away and find new customers for those that want them, want to try it. So that's kind of, I don't know if I answered anything.
Yeah, well, and that's why we continue.
Oh, Booty, be quiet. There you go.
Subscribe through Game Pass to go play. And it's because every market feels a little bit different. If you were just focused on what's called kind of the rich people markets, you would only sell $70 games and you'd only sell the most expensive piece of hardware that you could. But when we think about 3 billion people playing video games on the planet, every one of those countries is going to be, or even sometimes less, like sub-countries, is going to have its own situation. And it adds complexity for us when we focus on choice for the customer and where our games can show up. But clearly a market like Japan, it could have an impact, but there are so many other markets where it could as well.
I find that when I'm thinking about the way I approach stuff, that niching down is effective in helping me grow. It's counterintuitive. Do you think that the idea of like 3 billion gamers out there, is that a distraction ever, or is it something that you guys believe that you can execute on in a focused way?
Awesome question. I'd say that the thing, and maybe the 3 billion thing is overplayed for us a little bit.
There you go, Grind. There you go. Hit that like button.
Xbox, no. Phil Des. Well,
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically...
There you go. Yo.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
The buried treasure is gemstones.
He said it right there.
Glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Maybe the 3 billion is a little overstated for all. He just said it. Dude, it's such a term that's like, no, you're not touching 2 billion people. Gaming McFoley got him. Wrestling weekend.
Distraction ever, or is it something that you guys believe that you can
get him? Gaming Mankind
in a focused way.
Awesome question. I'd say the thing, and maybe the 3 billion thing is overplayed for us a little bit. The thing I really focus on.
Yeah, that's it. So Gaming McFoley got him. Gaming's Mankind. He's like, yo, 3 billion seems like a distraction. Like, you're trying to appease 3 billion people. Like, is that and he's like, well, maybe the 3 billion's overplayed. What I really care about, oh man,
is that I want the industry to grow.
Oh, Phil, take a walk.
Oh, PlayStation.
Phil's like sitting there like this.
My God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Yo, what's up, Ghost? How you doing, man? Yo, there you go. So he used
distraction ever.
One more time.
Or is it something that you guys believe that you can execute on in a focused way.
Awesome question. I'd say the thing, and maybe the 3 billion thing is overplayed for us a little bit. The thing I really focus on is that.
Yo. That was the 2 years ago when Starfield was coming out. That was the Starfield. That was a year ago. Dude, there you go. There you go. Is it overplayed for you, Phil? Oh, you brought it up in Variety. I want 3 billion people. Dude, please. 3 billion. Is a little played out for you, Phil? 3 billion. There you go. I told you the receipts. What's up, Ghost in the Garage? How you doing, man? And then here it is, right? This is the thing that people are going wild about. This question right here. Now, yeah, man, please look at get right. I said, get a drink, get ready. How are you viewing Gamepass? So this is again, 3 billion's a little overplayed for us, dude. He said it 3 times here. Variety magazine. 2 years later. Oh, Phil, not like this. 2 years later. That was 2 years ago. That interview. He said 3 billion was overplayed. Well, he's bringing it up again. 2 billion. How are you viewing game? And this is the thing, Grinders, how many times do you say the same shit for years? For years, half a decade. How many times? I've been covering this shit for 6 years. How many times do you say the same shit and nothing's moving? It's like, I'm going to do it. I'll get it done. The 3 billion, I'll get there. I see. I got to learn. I'm learning. How long? Now hear this. And I'm going to give you some pepper and things. Think about how much Game Pass has been talked about since 2018 when it launched. And now let's hear what Phil thinks about it. It's insanity. That's what I understand. How are you viewing Game Pass' ongoing role in the larger Xbox business model? He goes, I'll start with just how many people are playing games. Yay. I've always thought about Game Pass as just another option for someone who wants to play. What? Game Pass is just another option for someone who wants to play. We have many business models for people playing from free to play, buying games, discounted games, and Game Pass as an option. Whoa, hold the phone. Did he just talk about game sales, like discounted games that get your games in Game Pass, Netflix of gaming? Now we're talking about don't buy them for full price, wait for a sale? Really? Phil Spencer talking about wait for a sale? Phil Spencer talking about free to play? And Game Pass was only an option? Grinders. Don't let me say it. Get him in here. Come over here. Hit him with the horns. They spent $80 billion for an option. Groban. Hit it, Groban.
more cash, make ourselves complete. Yeah, we need $80 billion. Gotta make a splash to be relevant. We'll go all out, no holding back. Led by Philness and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more sucking, it's time to show we care. Let's start by bringing Penament. Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi, Russian grounded games over to PlayStation and Switch. And we will say that exclusives don't matter anymore. And then wait when we get Starfield ready for the pitch. Big Booty Bobby and Lulu walked out with the bag, and now we're left with all these IPs. What the hell are we supposed to do?
Like zoinks! Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol. Scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the engine.
80 billion.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
Billion. Game Pass is an option. So when I'm looking at Game Pass, I want to make sure the hours people playing continue to go up. New people see this as a way for them to build their library of games and remain focused. Here he says again, 2 years later, our biggest areas of growth are PC and cloud. Dude, that's why consoles, they don't care about you. Which makes sense. Since consoles all up are a good business, they are an established business, but they're not really a growing segment in gaming. Yo, Phil, not for you. PlayStation's listed 73 million consoles. Switch is launching another console. And how can you even offer new hardware when you just admitted right here the consoles are not a growing segment in gaming? You basically, that's why I'm telling you, grinders, they're going to make iterations to what they got already, but they are done with the console experience. Everything that I think they're going to make is going to be PC centric with some Xbox finesse over it. It is going to be a PC. That's what it's going to be with some Xbox overlay. It is not going to be the console that is unified, optimized hardware built to play games. It is going to be off-the-shelf Frankenstein PC parts. That's what it's going to be. You could wipe your ass with those custom hard drives. You're never going to use them again. Remember those overpriced Seagate things you shove in your Xbox? I don't think you're ever going to see those again. They're going to go to USB sticks. They're not going to make optimized, unique hardware. I can't see them doing it. It's going to be a PC. Off-the-shelf parts with an Xbox sticker on it. That's their future. I don't see them doing a Nintendo Switch 2 type thing or a PlayStation 6 or a PlayStation 5 Pro. They're not doing custom shit. He says it right there. We got good growth. We got good growth in cloud. Console continues to be a healthy part of Game Pass because you basically let them all convert for $1. And there isn't a unique need for Game Pass to be the only way for people to play. If everybody who's a Game Pass subscriber instead wanted to buy games, that's good for the business as well. Grinders, yo, we are in wild times. I can't believe this is Phil Spencer right here. I cannot believe this dude. Game Pass is a healthy option for certain people. It's not for everybody.
The Xbox Glaze.
Phil!
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
It's Game Pass is not for everybody. Yo, I was at PAX where you were handing out buttons. You were saying find your next game. You were saying it's the Netflix of gaming. Netflix is not for everybody. Huh? You could buy your movies. Don't go to Netflix. Buy your movie. Buy who? Buy your games? Phil, you took everything from your first party and threw it in the subscription. Satya was so flabbergasted from the whole thing, he was stuttering for 2 years. Goddamn Satya.
What we're doing with our content, with our cloud.
Goddamn Satya didn't even know what the hell he was saying. He was stuttering 3 ways from Sunday. This is insane. It's not for everybody. It's an option. I've been saying this since it launched. It should have always been an option. It should have been exactly what PlayStation Now was, exactly what Nintendo Online was, exactly what PlayStation Plus is. A way to play games that you may have missed. But what happened is that they put all their games in there. They rolled all their dice. They went all in. They took the people who bought their games and turned them into freeloaders. I just told you, you're a fool if you bought Gears 5 because you would get it in a subscription. You are a fool to buy your games when you were getting them in a subscription. You cannibalized your own ecosystem. You converted people for look, it was Dollar Bill Phil, grinders. It was Dollar Bill Phil. He took everybody playing $60 a month, $60 a year for Xbox Live and said, dude, you get all our games for $61. And you could do that for 3 years. What do you think they're going to do? And that means all your games, nobody's going to buy them. Why would they? You just made them upgrade and stack. And then you could have, good grinders, you could have played Gears 5 for a box of Chips Ahoy. Dollar Bill Phil was all over the place. Upgrade for $1, just $9.99, $10. He was out there soliciting that shit. You could play Gears for a couple of chocolate chip cookies at Chips Ahoy. That's what they thought of Gears 5. Fucking Chips Ahoy, you could play Sea of Thieves for a box of cereal. They were advertising Halo. You buy a bunch of Red Bull, you could play Halo Infinite, the campaign. Dollar Bill Phil was running wild. But it's not for everybody. Yo, you cannibalized everything. You destroyed the buying power of those console owners. You told them, don't buy your games, subscribe. And now after it failed and stopped growing and now nobody's buying your shit, you're coming back, hands and knees, bent over going, please buy our games. And you can't even beg your own fans because they are gone or glazed on Xbox Game Pass. They're so glazed that they go after developers who don't put their games in Game Pass. Dude, that hypercharged dude that didn't put his arcade game in Game Pass is still getting roasted because they say your game's going to fail. It's not in Game Pass. You have your fans going after people for not putting their games in Game Pass, saying they're going to fail. The AEW game, like, yo, that game's ass. You created a cult of Game Pass extremists. For what? An option. An option. The Netflix of gaming for $1. Only $1. I used to tease that he used to be like Cheech and Chong. He used to be like Cheech outside the titty twister over on goddamn Dusk Till Dawn. If I need a penny, you can get Game Pass for a penny. If we don't have it, you don't want it. Like, yo, Phil Spencer out there, like, soliciting Game Pass for $1. But it's an option. Dude, you cannibalized it. You took those people and said, don't buy your games. And now you're using that cheap-ass Xbox store. And then on top of that, Grinders. On top of that, exactly, right? Josh, they needed 100 million subs, but it's never happening. Now it's an option. But what's crazy, and now let's go to the tapes, but what's crazy is that they went out and bought all those studios in 2018. They went out and bought all those studios in 2018. They went out and bought all the publishers. They bought ZeniMax. They bought Activision. all for the sake of Game Pass.
Black Ops 6 day one Game Pass.
Black Ops 6,
sweet,
dude.
right? Like,
Some people said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people in this room have probably been used to spending $60-$70 on it every year. Now, if they're already subscribing to Game Pass,
and
good to go.
But it's a choice. Like, we didn't say to anybody, you have to subscribe to play. If you want to buy Black Ops, it's great. It's great for us. It's great for the developer. If you want to subscribe, it's also great. Like, I want
choice. It's like, dude, do you want to buy the meal with the soda, the hot dog, the French fries for $5? Or do you want to just get the hot dog by itself for $15? But it's a choice. I know what option I'm taking. For $5, I get the fries, the hot dog, and the drink. For $15, I just get the hot dog. But it's a choice. Fucking choice. What choice? You're giving me the, yeah, $5. But it's a choice. No. But it's a choice. Dude, what are you, Morpheus? A blue pill or the red pill? You're the one you take. You go in the same direction. Like, he's talking in Matrix terms. It's like the illusion. He's like the goddamn elusive man, and he's like the illusion of the architect. He's like the illusion of choice is only given to the person who observes that there are two options and then three options, and that there's one option that they're particularly identifying as. But maybe they don't want to do that option, but then there are other options. But the thing is that the real kicker is that whatever option they choose, they're going down the same path. But it's the illusion of choice. So choose wisely, Neil, but it doesn't matter because all of that will come right back and be right back here and bring you all right back here to me. So you could go out the left door, the right door, or come right here. But either way, you've given you the illusion of choice, but you'll be back right here with me. That's Phil Spencer's choice. It's like, Phil, what? No choice. You're taking a $70 game that already has an audience, that people buy the game, and you're taking an audience that don't care about the game and they're getting a game for $1. Well, for whatever, $20 a month. It's a choice. But what's crazy is that they spent $80 billion to do one thing. To put Call of Duty in Game Pass. Something that he says is an option. Grinders, did you notice something too? Did you notice how quickly and how frequently Call of Duty has been on sale? I don't know if the Game Pass experiment really worked. I think everybody just stuck to whatever they did. They got a couple more players checking it out on day one, and everybody went along their merry way. We know Starfield didn't affect Game Pass. All these big moves, dude, they bought Bethesda and put all their games in Game Pass. They bought all these studios, Ninja Theory, the Playground. They didn't need Playground to make Horizon. They were making Horizon exclusive regardless if they owned them or not. They were getting these third-party games. They were always going to get Starfield. They were always going to get Call of Duty. They were going to get all these games. Doom this year was coming to Xbox regardless if Phil spent money or not. They paid all this money to own these publishers, $80 billion to own these publishers so that they could put their games in Game Pass. That is the only reason they own them, is to put their games in Game Pass. They didn't make Ninja Theory better. They did not make anybody better. They did not make Redfall an amazing game. Starfield still was come out too hot. Starfield came out missing things, bugs galore, the loading screens. It didn't be better because Phil was there and Booty was poking around. They didn't make anything better. They specifically just spent the money to put the games in Game Pass. That is the definitive reason why. Phil went back to Titanfall. He didn't have to own them to put Titanfall on an Xbox. He didn't have to own Ninja Gaiden. Did he? Did he have to buy Tecmo? Did he have to buy Tecmo to get Tecmo in game? No. He had to own them. Big Booty Bobby said it. Guys, I'm not putting it. I would never put Call of Duty in a subscription service. If it wasn't for them spending the money, I would never do it. And to find all those moves were made for an option, I look at it just an option. It's not for everybody. Not for everybody. Your tone has changed a lot, Phil. No, but Sam Alton, there's the interview with Phil about him owning them. Ryan McCaffrey actually asked Phil, why don't you just go buy the Titanfall? Like, why don't you buy them? And he's like, well, it's the same thing as if, like, just partnering them is fine. Phil had a quote about it. I used to have it on my soundboard. I don't know where it is. But he was saying, well, why don't you just go buy them? Oh, Aaron's here.
Hey, Ron, where are you?
I see you.
Where is Ron right now? No Ron, huh? Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute. Ron.
Aaron there. It's not for Pony. Dude, he said it's not. He don't say it's not for PlayStation. It's not for everybody. It's a healthy option for certain people. Ron, is that you?
Ron. Where are you?
Is it for you? Is it for you? Or you like your $80 Mario Kart? It's a me, Ron.
Ron.
Game Pass is for smart consumers. Oh, shit. Oh, man, it's for smart consumers. No, it's for suckers. It's for the suckers out there. Because if you don't know, Ron, let me tell you. Let's go, Ron. We're going to go to iJustine's basement. We're going to iJustine's basement. Ron, you should leave right now. He's going to go play some Mario Kart World for $80. We're going to iJustine's basement with the sister. And let's hear Phil talk about those Game Pass subscribers and how good he fed them. Let's hear about Phil. Phil, tell them.
Future of Xbox, whether
Justine's basement with the sister,
or any partnerships or anything that's happening. What are you allowed to say?
I'll check with my boss, Satya. I'll call Satya. Hey, Satya, what can I say?
Oh, we actually have him on the Teams now.
Do you? On Teams. You get that on brand, on Microsoft brand with Teams.
Not my first time.
No.
Tell us, Phil.
We've definitely heard loud and clear is it's been too long since we've shipped kind of what people would say is a big first-party game. We can have our excuses on COVID and other things, but in the end, I know people invest in our platform and they want to have great games. We're excited about 2023. We've talked about games that are coming, and those games are tracking well. We're kind of out of what COVID did to the production schedule. And as an industry, I think we have fewer games this holiday than we've had in a while. When you just think about the launches, you mentioned Call of Duty's coming, God of War's coming, which is great. Nintendo's had a good year, but I'd say in general, we've been a little light. But I look at 2023, and there's a great lineup of games coming that I'm excited about. Getting our first real Xbox first-party games.
What are they, Phil?
Bethesda, having them ship with Redfall and Starfield to be a lot of fun. As I mentioned, we're doing a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, Phil.
Ron. Where are you?
That was a lot of fun. So all those people that subscribed, he just said, oh, yeah, God of War's coming and Call of Duty. Everybody doing their games. But, yeah, we've been light. All those suckers that were subscribed for Game Pass for $17 a month back then. He stiffed you. He gave you a Phil stiffer. And he's really excited about Redfall. Oh, shit, Phil.
Where that box is in the...
Oh, no. Oh, man. He says, guys, I gave you nothing in 2022, but it's Redfall. Oh, shit.
I look at 2023, and there's a great lineup of games coming that I'm excited about. Getting our first real Xbox first-party games out of Bethesda, having them ship with Redfall and Starfield to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, Jack. It was a lot of fun. Oh, shit. Now that iJustine's in the basement. Oh, shit, iJustine's basement. Oh, man, Phil. The receipts. Oh, shit, he like Redfall. Oh, man.
Ron. Where are you? Where is Ron right now?
Just wait. It's coming. We heard you. We heard the feedback. We heard the. Oh man, Phil, Jesus. That should be fun. Redfall should be fun. He said, "Oh man, Redfall should be fun." Now let's talk more. Let's talk more about this option, Phil. I want to hear more about this option of Game Pass. That all of a sudden now it's an option. Let's talk about when it rolled out. Let's go to one of your glazes. Grinders, give me some of that glaze. I think we need a little glazes. We got Xbox Era coming up here. I need a little bit of a glaze. I'm a little. There we go. Let's hear this. Let's hear a little bit of this glazing.
Exclusive big budget game, previously a standard for new console launches. On January 23, 2018, Microsoft pulled back the curtains on their plans with a written press statement from Phil Spencer. Moving forward, we plan to release all new Xbox One exclusive games from Microsoft Studios into Xbox Game Pass on the same date as their global release. We've only scratched the surface of this opportunity this new model brings to the industry and what we can deliver to our fans. We firmly believe that Xbox Game Pass will be a catalyst to create new opportunities for developers and publishers to innovate in the way games are developed and delivered, leading to entirely new ways to play. Game Pass will be a catalyst to create new opportunities for developers.
This quote right here. How are you becoming a catalyst for game developers and publishers, Phil? How are you becoming a catalyst for game developers and publishers on an optional service? Who's gonna take you seriously, Phil, if it's this option that you have? See, this is the problem with this, and I'm gonna show you some more receipts of they wanted to build a platform for developers and publishers to jump on. Microsoft wanted to create Game Pass as their Steam. That's what they wanted. They wanted this platform, this service, to become Steam for Xbox. They wanted to be a host for new experiences and developers. And I'll show you what Sarah Bond says. They wanted to lure in publishers and developers into this model. That doesn't sound like an option. You can wait for the game on sale or just pick it up or get it in Game Pass. No, this was an experiment. This was a vision. This was a way of life. No way would they go as hard as they would with Dollar Bill Phil and a box of Chips Ahoy for another way. Dude, you're, like I said, $15 for just a hot dog, $5 for the whole friggin' meal. It's a choice. What do you want? No. You're basically telling me what I need to choose. Game Pass for $1 to play Gears 5. Thank you. There's no choice. There's no choice here. You made the choice. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take it for $1. Try out your shit, especially when your games were questionable. You had Craig Bare Ass on there. You had all these games that were like, yeah, they're not ready. I guess I'll just check them out in Game Pass. They're not really ready. This is not really
whatever your name is.
Game.
Ready for the big surprise.
This is not really a high quality game. Thanks for subscribing, man. Hit that subscribe button. Forgot to mention, hit that like button too. But this is not an experiment. This was a vision. This was a goal.
Developers and publishers to innovate.
And then hear what's Sutter and Satya.
Games are developed and delivered, leading to entirely new ways to play. While the move hot on the heels of their organizational restructure finally gave us major pieces to the puzzle, questions remained. How impactful would this strategy be in light of the diminished quality of their first party?
Thank you. Their first party quality was dire. It was not good. It was non-existent. This is before they purchased those studios in 2018, which still haven't produced anything in 5 goddamn years. Their quality, their limited output. They launched a new console with no Halo, with nothing. Meanwhile, people were subscribed, expecting first-party games, which was the only guarantee of what's coming in there. Josh says people forgot the first-party games got added because they had Sea of Thieves coming out. Exactly. The first year of Game Pass was all 360 games, and it didn't do shit. And then once I put in their games day one, like Sea of Thieves was the first one, and then it was Sea of Thieves. It was State of Decay 2 and Recore. Ugh. Yeah, that was it. That was their lineup. I was like, oh, okay.
Was this the
Tell me what the option was. You're buying them?
Result of Microsoft's struggles within gaming's traditional model? Would they have put all first-party games into the service if they were commercially and critically successful already?
Nope.
Surprisingly, for a company as large and monolithic as Microsoft, they would quickly provide that answer. During E3 of 2018, Phil Spencer would announce the purchase of 5 studios and that it was only the beginning of their acquisition spree. Finally, there was clarity in terms of commitment to gaming. Of course, this led to the next question. Could this strategy result in a significant paradigm shift for the game industry? In a January 2019 meeting with journalists, Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, said that Microsoft was building the Netflix of games. Did Nadella really mean that Game Pass was going to be as disruptive and powerful as Netflix, or was he merely using this terminology as a shorthand way to describe how the service worked? Stepping back to a September 2017 article by Fast Company, Satya shined a light on his personal history with the Netflix business. In the article, Nadella revealed that while he ran engineering for Microsoft's Bing search engine, Netflix CEO and co-founder Reed Hastings would become his mentor. Hastings tells Satya, hey, you can become an insider at Netflix. Just come and attend all my meetings and executive offsites. For about a year, Nadella would take Hastings up on the offer. Nadella would go on to reveal that even now Reed gives him ideas of what to do and what not to do. During the same year of this interview, Satya is positioning his own Game Pass subscription service. Considering Nadella's high level of insight and understanding towards the Netflix business model and its journey into the mainstream, it's fair to believe Nadella greenlit Game Pass and promoted it to Microsoft's investors with his eyes wide open. While Microsoft's gaming subscription model isn't going to mirror Netflix exactly, as Sarah Bond stated in a recent interview with Forbes, the pillars that drove Netflix's mainstream adoption appear very similar to what will drive gaming. With that,
Netflix whispering and stuttering Satya's ear, dude. Netflix and Game Pass. That sound like it was proposed as an option? Does that sound like it was just an alternative way? Instead of getting a game on sale, you're going to subscribe to Game Pass? No, man, this was a platform. This was it. But let's go, Phil. 6 years ago, let's hear what you had to say about Game Pass.
Generation here. That's
Is it an option?
And
let's hear it.
Does Microsoft, it seems to like being a services company. You ever see a point where it might make sense?
There's no doubt that when we launched Game Pass last year, and you look at the long-term strategy there, that you're making games accessible to people who, for some reason, whether it was price point of the retail game when it came out, or it was in the shadow of a bigger launch, and they just didn't see this game when it came out. And we see that in Game Pass today. I mean, people in Game Pass, there's 2 stats that always surprise me.
What are they?
Is I think on a monthly average, a Game Pass player plays 4 or 5 more games than a non-Game Pass player. They just go and click, which is, and they're more games. So that's not their total game. They're playing a lot more games. They're also buying more games, which at first I'm like, that surprised me. Okay, you're in Game Pass, but what happens is just as they're turning on their console more, obviously, to go play more games.
Right.
They're getting connected to more friends. That's also true of people in Game Pass. And then they go out and buying more games, even though they're part of this subscription. And we're continuing, as you said, to add games to Game Pass. And then you take the next leap and says, okay, for a customer where paying $60 for a retail game isn't really part of what they can either afford or just their lifestyle right now.
Right.
Does that model open up opportunities on other devices? Absolutely, I think it does. I think PC is an obvious place for us to go because we're Windows.
Of course.
Our PC portfolio in Game Pass today is not great, so we'd need to go do more work there before I'd want to launch it and try to get you to sign up or something.
Right. Yeah.
And then you take that and you say, okay, I've got this service that could go to any device. I think that just opens up opportunities for developers because, as I said before,
there you go again.
If I'm a developer of a game that is locked to a couple devices, all of a sudden I'm in this service that reduces kind of business model friction on people playing more games and reaches more devices.
Remember? Buying a game was friction. Remember? Oh, the friction or barrier of entry. Buying games was a barrier. It was a friction to the customer. Now Game Pass is an option. Go buy your games. Well, what happened to the barrier of entry? What happened to the friction? What happened? Well, I need to know. And actually, if they're in Game Pass and they're buying more games, then what are you telling them that it's an option for? I remember, it was at an all-time high when it was $70 games. And it was like, Xbox is not raising their prices yet. Get cheap Game Pass. The friction, the barrier of entry, all these negative words that were associated with buying your games. You think that this man right here is telling you it's an option? Dude's telling you you are a fool to buy your games. That is a barrier to your gaming. Why buy? Subscribe. It was always that. And they're buying more games. Of course, they're playing more. Oh, really? Oh, slap me on the ass and call me Susie. What happened? Know what happened? It failed. It was all horse shit. It never amounted to a hill of beans. It was all bullshit. It was a gamble that they bet on, and it failed. And they spent all daddy's money to try to grow it, and it failed yet again. They spent more daddy's money, and it failed again. Starfield's gonna fix it. Call of Duty's gonna fix it. No. And now we're at the point Nintendo and PlayStation are gonna fix it. No, they're not. It's just another chink in the armor. Because your gambles. You were building a platform for developers and publishers. What? That don't sound like, well, buy, get a game on sale. Is that what you're saying, Phil? You put it in the same category as, wait a second. You put it in the same category as free-to-play, buying, discounted games, and Game Pass. Uh-huh? What kind of publisher is knocking on your door? Oh, I'm just going to make a game for Game Pass, but it's just an option. It's the same thing as being a discounted game. Yeah, Phil, it failed. What happened? Well, Justine's basement. Phil, there's the face. That's what happened when they say, "What Phil? What's up with Game Pass?" There's your Phil right there. They're buying more games. Shockingly, they're buying more games. But Sarah Bond, when we get you, the lovely Sarah Bond, we need to hear what you need to say about this optional service, this optional thing that it's going to grab 3 billion people on the ass. I need to hear more about this option. More about this option. Grinders, hit that like button, get a drink. Lovely Sarah Bond is going to join the Gaming Grindhouse. Let's see what she has to say.
But what happens when we combine them with business model innovation? Gamers are already signaling to us that the model of purchasing a game, playing it, and then moving on to the next one isn't the only way they want to experience games. They're behaving more like subscribers than buyers.
Holy shit on me!
Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Like zoinks!
They're being more like not buyers, but subscribers. Holy shit! It's an option. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Why are we pitting them together? Why are we pitting them together? Why are we saying they're not acting like Sarabon? Lovely. Say it again.
I want to experience games.
You can't hear the train wreck. Do you want to hear the train wreck? Dude, it's a train wreck. Where's my train wreck? You can't hear it. Peter, get out there. Peter.
It was a disaster, Ryan. It was a train wreck. It was a disaster, Ryan. It was a train wreck.
Zoinks!
It was a disaster, Ryan.
Indie's the best
It was a
Xbox
train
exclusive
wreck.
in years, and specifically in 3
What happened to the option, Grinders? Hit that like button. Goddamn. Hit that freaking like button. Subscribe to the Gaming Grindhouse because this is ridiculous. You hear this? Hear this? Let's see.
A game, playing it, and then moving on to the next one isn't the only way they want to experience games.
No, people don't want to buy their games anymore, Sarabon says. But Gamepass was an option. Oh.
They're behaving more like subscribers than buyers. So what does this look like? In the 360 era, a game earned 75% of its revenue in the first 2 months. Launch was everything, and sales quickly dropped off. This has totally changed. Now, an average game's revenue is way up, like way up. I can't tell you, but it's way up.
It is? It is? So then we shouldn't have a problem, Sarah, then. If people just buy their games and people keep buying their games and you're saying revenue is up for 2 years, it sounds like we're doing good.
And for top digital titles, it can take 24 months or more to make 75% of their revenue. Gamers, they're playing longer, spending more, and get this, discovering games sometimes years and years after their launch. And this is happening across all games, even narrative games with no post-sale monetization. What subscription does is it leans into that gamer desire to enjoy content over time.
How?
And we listen to that.
How? When you buy a game and you play it, you have 200 games in Game Pass. How does that keep people engaged in a game when there's 199 games in there? Do you think throwing 200 games at players is going to keep them engaged in one? First off, they're not even paying for that game. Ownership. When people buy a game, they want to enjoy it. They have they invested in it. That's why reviews matter so much, because people are making an acquisition, a purchase in a game that they think they're going to play a long time. Just getting thrown a bunch of chum of 200 games at you is not feeding the beast. It's more of like what you do with Netflix. Go through tons of shows and go, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And then you just thumb through them and there goes your night. Don't want to play that. Yep, not that, not that. Because you're not making a purchasing decision. You're not looking and seeing what you want. Like, would you rather you desire a steak? Would you rather somebody give you a plate of the most delicious steak? Or would you rather give a bunch of random ass shit that's not steak? And you got to try to do something with it. That's what Game Pass does. It just throws a bunch of minutia and chum at you, hoping that it's going to get a bite. When all you really want is that filet mignon. And you could just go to the store and go buy your filet mignon and enjoy it and play that and consume that for years. Then it'd be fine. You don't need the chum. And now the chum is an option. But yet again, Sarah Bond is showing how subscriptions will transform the buyers, which sounds like somebody's trying to cannibalize something. And it's not what Phil said. It's just an option. It's not for everyone. It's a choice. Phil, you've been prancing this bullshit for years. You got her saying it. You're trying to build a platform and manipulate the buying habits of people not buying games and subscribing and getting lost in your subscriptions and keep paying you month to month. And you're the one that's making the deals with the publishers, cutting the checks. The buyer doesn't have control over what they're getting. They're just paying you money and you're feeding them bullshit. We'll fix it later. 30 frames at launch. It's for the vision that we got. Redfall's lagging all over. Oh, we heard you. Day one guns and Halo. Yeah, we'll come out after day one. The story starts now. Let's put Terry Crews and Crackdown. All this horse shit. Because you weren't selling anything to a buyer. There was no consumerism. You cutting checks with publishers to get some games in Game Pass. You took our buying away. Because we didn't buy the game, you subscribing. And now Phil decides what comes to you. What chum you're going to get. That's right, Josh, an artistic choice. It was 30 frames. All of a sudden, the artistic choice ain't no more. But this don't sound like an option. Game Pass sounds like a vision. It sounds like a disruptor. That's why Phil talking out his ass right now, saying that it's just an option like discounting games and just buy your games. Keep going, Sarah, because you're not done.
And that's why we have focused so intently on Xbox Game Pass.
Shit on me, Sarah.
Rolling up in style, feeling like a king. Crowds got the fever, hear the energy.
That don't sound like an option to me.
Like fire. Xbox signing sections taking fans higher. From city to city, we're lighting up the night. Controller in hand, he's a gamer's delight. Screens flashing moments never gonna end. World tour, epic Xbox fans ascend. Phil is go on a global spree. Autographs and high fives, so carefree. Everywhere we go, they know his name in the gaming hall of fame.
Xbox, no. Phil does. Well,
really, Sarah? This don't sound like an option to me. Grinders, all of you out there, man, does this sound like an option? Does this sound like just another little thing? Just a little thing that she's talking about? Just an option? Does this sound like an option? I need to know. Am I going crazy here?
So intently on Xbox Game Pass. And that's why we have focused so intently on Xbox Game Pass, our gaming subscription. Now, I'll be honest. When we launched Game Pass, some people freaked out. They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money, and devalue games.
Check, check, and triple check. Holy shit, Sarah. Holy shit.
Like Zoinks.
Yo.
Great ass.
Yo, that sounded like exactly what it did. Who are those people? Are those people still there? Because that's exactly check, check, and triple check. What was that again, Sarah? I need to hear those three things again. Those are the three facts. I need to hear those again. Let's hear about it. Let's go. I'm going to get my thing here. Here we go.
They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money, and devalue games. But do you know what happened?
Exactly that. Thank you very much. That's exactly what happened, Sarah. That's exactly what happened. Dude, you can't. That's dude. Listen, grinders, hit the fucking like button. This is the Gaming Grindhouse. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. Right out of their mouth. I didn't have to say it. They said it. Nailed it. That's right, Ryan. You said it. Exactly. What happened? Exactly that. That's why you're there. See, it was a gamble. You thought it wasn't going to do that. Dude, that's exactly what it did. It devalued games. I want to hear it again. I need Sarah Bond. Wait.
The buried treasure is
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Where we're going?
Thank God.
Xbox, no.
AA Ron.
Indie's the best Xbox.
Oh man, my soundboard.
And specifically,
I have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nut.
Wait, I need Sarah. We're gonna get this is gonna be entering the Gaming Grindhouse because I need to hear it again.
The exact opposite. When we launched Gamepass,
Oh, we hear it again. One more time for those.
They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money.
Check, because that's why they had to go. So, destroy sales, check. They weren't selling their games anyway, and this didn't make them people buy games. Impossible for developers to make money, check. That's why they had to go buy $80 billion of publishers, because nobody wanted to make money in their service. They got a bunch of indie people and cannibalize sales.
And devalue games.
And devalue games. Double D. Triple check.
Happened? The exact opposite. Game Pass grows gaming. Game Pass subscribers, we look at what happens to them and how their behavior changes before and after they join.
Yo, I'm going to tell you right now. Phil, what was that again? Phil, please, what was that? And wait, it's just another option for somebody who wants to play games. Damn, Sarah Bond is doing psychoanalysis on your ass right now for this option. She got goddamn she got the goddamn friggin' psychosomatics here. She's like this.
They spend 20% more time playing games.
No.
They play 30% more games.
You do. This seems a lot of in-depth psychosomatic the analysis for an option. You're talking about changing the mentality of the gamer and treating us like a bullet point.
And they are 50% more likely to try a new genre or franchise.
Yo, Sarah Bond, get over here. Wait, you're right. Crooked Vulture.
I'll be honest.
Wait. What we're gonna do?
Thank God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Oh wait, we're cooking. You're right. This is a moment, Grinders. This is a moment.
When we launched Game Pass, some people freaked out. They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money, and devalue games.
Thank you, Sarah. We got you.
When we launched Game Pass, some people freaked out. They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money, and devalue games.
Wow. Welcome to the Gaming Grindhouse, Sarah Bond. I think that's your first your first quote here. Thank you very much. There's always a first for everything. Hit that like button, Grinders.
They play 30% more games. And they are 50% more likely to try a new genre or franchise.
Did that yield?
Through Game Pass, we're seeing a whole new genre of games flourish. Players can find and experience content they otherwise would have never seen. Creators are tapping into audiences they could have never reached.
But none of it amounted to sales. That's the thing. Yes, a bunch of people trying out shit they don't like. That's like taking somebody who doesn't like a certain food and taking them out and saying, well, you could try all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but they're not going back to it. They're just sampling it going, yeah, I don't like this. There's a reason why I don't play these kind of games. Like, oh, I'll boot up Age of Empires because it's sitting there in Game Pass. I'll play it for a minute and, okay, turn it off. Well, they're playing more games. It's like, yeah, but I'm not buying Age of Empires. I'm not getting hooked on it. Like, it's just, I'm moving on. That's the reason why I don't like it.
It's making players fall in love with games all over again.
Mm-hmm.
To give an example, we put the physics puzzle game Human Fall Flat into Game Pass. We found that 60% of the players who played it had never played a puzzle game before. And that was somewhat expected because people will always try new things if they can do it easily at no additional cost. But when we really dug into the data, we saw something that surprised us. 40% of the 60% went on to buy a puzzle game outside of Game Pass.
40% of the 60%. It's like 99 Black Panther. What's it called? What's that thing called? From Anchorman, he goes 99% of the time works 1% of the time. So 40%. Listen, are you like 40% of the 60% bought the? How about you just put the game on sale?
So by taking away the barrier to trial, we actually created net new buyers for game developers.
There she go. Phil, a barrier. Game Pass was a way to remove barriers. Why is it in the same? You look at it as an option. We have many business models: free to play, buying games, discounted games. Game Pass is an option. So it's an option. It's not for everyone. It's a healthy option for certain people. It's not for everyone. If you play 1 or 2 games a year, Game Pass isn't for you. Well, somebody better go back in time and tell Sarah Bond that Game Pass is not for everybody, because she's sounding like this is an in-depth psychoanalysis of a gamer going, we can fool the shit out of them by removing the barrier to buy games.
People who might never have engaged with Human Fall Flat or any other puzzle game.
So why don't you just do what Sony did and give people a 30-minute trial? Give people an hour trial, and they could try the game with no barrier and see if they want to buy it. You don't need to put the full game in a subscription in order for somebody to experience the game. There are demos, there are trials, there are sales. There's a lot of ways to engage with a person and not to cannibalize the sale of the game. It's to entice. This is what I don't understand. Game Pass was never the option. Like, it was because they wanted Game Pass to work for them so that they could run the show and get publishers and set it and forget it. Game Pass was to benefit them. There are all different ways this scenario could play out. They could have put Human Fall Flat in games with gold. They could have put Human Fall Flat on sale. They could have put Human Fall Flat demo. They could have put a trial system like Sony did. 30 minutes, try it out. Then buy it. None of those ways, maybe the games of gold, but all those ways have you get a little bit, see if you want to play it, and buy it. A demo, damn it. That's all people have been doing since the beginning of time. Why do I need to pay $15, $20 a month for you to put a game in there that I really don't care about, and I might click on it and I might try it, and then I'm going to buy it when I'm already paying $20, $15, $17 a month? I'm going to go out of my way and spend, when Game Pass was $10 or dollar bill Phil, maybe people will buy games, but now Game Pass is $20 goddamn dollars. Who is going out of that service and paying $60 more for a game? You got clowns in there now, not only spending $20 a month, but then paying $30 to upgrade for the Ultimate Edition to get it before day one for a game they don't even own. It's insane. And what's crazy is that they still don't have a year discount. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Where are you?
It's cheaper. It's $17 a month because if you buy a year of PlayStation Plus, you actually get a 20% discount. For some reason, I've been saying it for years. I don't understand why Xbox Game Pass Ultimate does not have a cheaper option. You got to pay $20 a month. That's the only way. You could buy them in 3-packs for $60, or you just pay $20 a month for a friggin' year. PlayStation has a 20% off, and sometimes they even add percentages on that on days of play, where you could get a year of premium for less than the full price. And Xbox never did that with Game Pass. Never. They have it for the base thing, for the core, which is Xbox Live, but they never added a 1-year subscription, because that is a big factor, because you sign up for a year, and why wouldn't you? Would sign up for a year because you get a year of games. Why wouldn't you? They never give a discount for the annual. PlayStation has it all the time. It's not a sale. And then they add a sale on top of that. It's crazy that they don't have it.
Subscription is the amplifier. More people become players.
Subscription is an amplifier. This don't sound like an option to me. Grinders, does this sound like an option to you? Does this sound like the same Phil Spencer does it? Does this sound like the same thing? This sounds like a vision. This sounds like a justification of why we don't want people to buy. We want them to subscribe. Right? And they did years of this. This is just one interview. This is just one presentation. They have done years of this kind of talk. Barriers. Buying a game is a barrier. The console was a barrier that they were saying no console required. Another barrier. They basically told the person who buys the most and spends the most that you're spending your stuff is a barrier.
About console is it's your highest value gamer. It's your person who plays the most, they buy the most.
The person that buys the most and plays the most. They told those people, stop buying and subscribe.
These players will play and experience more. And when that happens, creativity thrives.
Oh, yeah. Sarah, storms are brewing your eyes. Phil, somebody better tell Sarah. Sarah better learn about the new Phil. There he is right here. But Grinders. Yeah, keep giving the money as a barrier. Grinders. Before we go here, the Gaming Grindhouse on a Friday night. Remember, there's no show next week, no live shows. We'll get some clips here, so hit that like button. Say what you got to say in the Grindhouse chat. Put it in the comments. What do you think about this new Game Pass as an option? Please put it in the comments. But before we go, Sarah's done cooking. But Phil Spencer, we got a new glaze for you.
Visuals that Asobo and the team have been able to put together for Flight Sim now.
Oh, he's back in iJustine's basement. But this time COVID didn't allow him to go to the basement.
Ridiculous how good that game looks.
It looks so good, and I am really excited to eventually see it on console. Is right. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, Phil. This is when Flight Sim wasn't on, it was PC. Remember, the third-class citizens of your console.
Microsoft franchise. It predates Windows. It's the longest running
franchise. And she gives a little hint that, hey, where's it coming to console?
Which is bizarre to think about.
And Phil Spencer
and
got
I
a good
go
glaze
back
going on.
and I look at some of the early Flight Sims, which at the time, I remember sitting there thinking, like, this is as realistic as anything on a computer could look like. And now when you just compare it to this, like, just jaw-dropping visuals that Asobo and the team have been able to put together for Flight Sim now, it's just ridiculous how good that game looks.
It looks so good, and I am really excited to eventually see it on console. Is right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
Phil!
Eventually. Well, okay. One of the
team have been able to put that game.
Phil, where
it
is
looks
that?
so good, and I am really excited to eventually see it on console. Is right. Mm-hmm.
There it is, Grinders Ninja!
The Xbox Glaze.
Oh, damn, Phil!
It was a disaster.
Disaster.
It was a train wreck. It was a disaster.
Oh, man. Grinder did that like button. You knew we had to get a glaze in there. We needed a glaze. The resemblance is uncanny, Phil. Uncanny. Hit that like button, Grinders. What a show. Thank you again, Grinders. That's her sister, Mango. It's the sister.
The Xbox glaze and the glaze. Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation 4.
Black Ops 6 Day 1 Gamepass.
Black Ops 6,
sweet, right? Like,
some people said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people in this room have probably been used to spending $60-$70 on it every year. Now, if they're already subscribing to Game Pass,
and
good to go.
But it's a choice.
Oh, man. Grinders, hit that like button. Thank you again. Special Friday Gaming Grindhouse. Thank you again. Shout out to all the VIPs, all the new members, all the chats, all the gifted members. Have a great evening, a great holiday weekend, and I'll catch you after next week. But keep it locked here to the Gaming Grindhouse. More music coming your way. Maybe some surprises. Not live, but some videos. Oh, man. Good night, Grinders. Good